Hi there, VC. It's Steve Whitty here. It's Sunday. Yes, I'm going to try and get back into the routine of doing a video for you. Um, Thank you for those who watched and commented on my sort of comeback video. It was appreciated. Was a bit nervous about how people would react to me coming in, starting doing videos again, especially when I admitted I hadn't been watching. I've been starting to watch a few more videos, so hopefully. Could be more on track with what's going on. Today, I haven't got a cup of tea, just a vitamin drink. The sun is shining though, the weather has got a little bit colder. So, I'm going to show you 12 albums that I have been listening to recently, that I've picked up. So, first one, this is Ray Charles. This is Ray Charles a Son Orchestra. It's a French Atlantic release. It's called Yes Indeed. You can see on the back there the sleeve notes are all in French. I found it in a cheap box, and there's one of my favourite labels, the plum and orange Atlantic label. It's it's very much what it is. I mean, I don't think there's anything that holds out. I'm not a big expert on Ray Charles, but when you see something like that, I thought, well, you might as well take a punt on him. Obviously, a major influential figure. And it just actually highlights the fact that blimey, putting new sleeves into old record sleeves can be a bit tight. That the BBC have just started showing a series called Soul America, which is the sort of like history of soul music, and obviously one of the or part of the favourite forerunners of that major names is Ray Charles himself. I actually enjoyed this. All the tracks, pretty much nearly all the tracks on here are Ray Charles originals. Apart from Lonely Avenue, which is written by Doc Thomas, Sun's Gonna Shine Again by Sam Sweet, Heartbreaker by A Nutre, Want a Little Girl by B Huff and M Mencha. Yeah, this is really a good album. I was pleased to pick that up. Obviously, you know, I've mentioned that we've had Zoom meetings with the UK VC group, and obviously one of the prominent members is Headley, another fat bearded man talking about records, and he's been shown a lot on the posting a lot about this duo, Chaz and Dave, and on the back of that he's been showing a lot of the albums. When I saw this I thought, oh, you know what, I'll pick it up, it's only going to cost me £1. Now Chaz and Dave, Chaz Hodges and Dave Peacock, just to give a brief outline, well, Chaz Hodges is famous. He used to play in the Outlaws, which was sort of like Joe Meek's sort of like house band with Richie Blackmore. He went on to be a member of Heads, Hands and Feet, which featured Albert Lee, and met up with Dave Peacock. They wanted to get away from all the American sound. They wanted something more English sounding. So they formed the duo, very London centric with their their lyrics and whatever, but it's more, I'm just saying London centric, more English centric. Very popular. Had late 70s, early 80s, a lot of hits. And on here you've got Ain't No Pleasing You, which was their biggest hit. It's still like the basic original version. They put strings to it and it became number 2 in 82. Popular live act, even when the chart stuff stopped, they still doing colleges and festivals and whatever. Very popular live. Sadly, Chaz Hodges passed away a couple of years ago, but I'm not going to say any more about it because I think Headley is might do a Chaz and Dave retrospect, because he's got pretty much all their albums. But it wasn't a bad album at all. Next up, again, only a couple of quid. This is Ry Cooder's Borderline from 1980. And yeah, if you see any Ry Cooder, and he's such a good nick. I was pleased to have pick up this. I actually enjoyed this album a lot. Yeah, 634, 5789, Borderline. The title track itself, Girl from Texas, really good. You know, he obviously a really good guitar player. Features Jim Keltner on drums, John Hyatt's on guitar on this as well, and vocals, and they, along with Nick Lowe, formed the Little Village, which did the one-off album. Many moons ago, I did a video where I showed albums without a cover that I'd got, and it's fair to say that I got sort of mixed reaction. There's some people saying, "Well, fair enough," and others saying, "Yeah, come on, you can't be doing that." One such album was Jimi Hendrix Smash Hits. Well, I've now remedied that. I have found, I think it's a 70s mid-price reissue of this. And I think it originally came out 68, I think. And it's sort of like Smash Hits are sort of like greatest hits comp of the time. You know, Purple Haze, Fire, The Wind Cries Mary, Can You See Me, 51st Anniversary, Hey Joe. That's side 1. Side 2, Stone Free, The Stars That Play with Laughing Sam's Dice, Manic Depression, Highway Chili, Burning of the Midnight Lamp, and Foxy Lady. Pretty much, I'm not sure if it came out before or after Electric Ladyland. Got a feeling it might come out after. I think the experience pretty much broke up during recording Electric Ladyland. So yeah, pleased to actually find one with a cover and in very good nick as well. Hermits, 20 Greatest Hits, a K-Tel album. Very good nick actually for K-Tel. Really plays really well. There's the band. Now, Hermits came from Manchester. And you got Peter Noone there, very much the face of the band. I think they were more popular in the States than they were in the UK. I mean, To Something Good was the first hit single, which was big in the UK. Mickey Mouse produced it. It was a Mickey Mouse production. Very much his, I wouldn't say prodigies. Peter Noone was a child actor. He appeared in Coronation Street. I think he played Len Fairclough's son. But you've got on here pretty much the greatest hits. Their version of What a Wonderful World, No Milk Today, There's a Kind of Hush, Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter, and that's sort of where it was almost I wouldn't say pastiche. It was there, though it was arranged by John Paul Jones. That track, My Sentimental Friend. Years May Come, Years May Go, and they also then includes when Herman's Hermits split up, Peter Noone went on solo and he covered Bowie's Oh You Pretty Things, which was a minor hit single for him. Never really troubled the charts again, and obviously he knew where his major audience was in the States, and he'd moved over there and really done tours of Herman's Hermits over in the States. Yes, for what it is, it's good 60s pop music. Nothing too spectacular, but I do believe at one stage I think they was about as popular as the Beatles in certain parts. I know, right? No, it was the Monkees that Hendrix supported. This is an upgrade. Corgi's Dumb Waiters. This is the album that features Everybody's Got to Learn Sometime. It's the closing track on side 1. This band emerged from Stackridge. They had a previous hit called Without You, Without You, something like that. If not Without You. In 1979, this came out in 1980. This is a really good album. I have to say the lyrics are and there's quite witty lines in these lyrics, and probably better than what they're member for. And the cover, the dumbwaiter. If you didn't know what a dumbwaiter is, it was the sort of like the shelf that you brought up. You drop your dish and you had to drop it down a floor or up a level, and that's what they call a dumbwaiter. Really good album, well worth seeking out and having a listen to. Oh, my throat's dry. Really pleased to find this album. This is magazine's debut, Real Life, 78. Howard Devoto, ex of the Buzzcocks. But this it's just a great album. You got the album version of Shot by Both Sides on there. Band features Barry Adamson on bass, Dave Formula on drums, Dave Formula on keyboards, Martin Jackson on drums, John McGeoch on guitar. Band. Barry Adamson became Nick Cave, deposing his own rights. Not sure what Dave Formula did next. John McGeoch went to Susie and the Banshees, and Martin Jackson, went to become drummer with Swing Out Sister. There you go. Great album of its time. It was a great new wave album. It was moving away from the punk scene. A lot of Devoto's influences was there. Was starting to come through. He was listening to basically stuff he'd been listening to. He felt he could do that more than he could with the Buzzcocks. Produced by John Leckie. Yeah, another, I think, essential album that you can't be without. Trawling through second-hand shops, you come across records and you buy them, and they're a bit more beat up than they normally would be. One such album, I'm pleased to have found a decent copy of, is Legend by Bob Marley. Released in 1984. This is probably his biggest selling album, actually. It's sold millions. But like quite a lot of reggae albums, they get played to death, and it's finding one in an half decent nick. I've fortunately found this one in really good condition. I don't really need to say much more. It's if you're not into reggae but you just want an essential Bob Marley album, this is it. This has got all the hits. Is It Love, No Woman, No Cry, Could You Be Loved, Free Little Bird. One Love, People Get Ready was the single that promoted the album. Yeah, this is an essential record in any collection. In the early 80s, there was I'd say by the late 70s, progressive rock was a bit of a dirty word, but by the early 80s, there was a sort of like new bands that were coming through playing progressive rock, and probably the most famous of them is Marillion. But another band that was featured in that was from Scotland. This is Palace, and this is their 1986 album, The Wedge. Very 80s sounding album. Here's the band themselves. Released, and it is on the Harvest label. Can I get that in? You can just make out. There, it's on the Harvest label there. It's not a bad album. I don't think they're as good as Marillion, but it's still. I think it's still worth playing. Listen out. Worth checking out. Produced by Mick Glossop. It is a very 80s sounding album, but you can get the hint of the progressive prog there. And then finally, 3 albums I've been listening to, and probably posted up on Instagram that I've been having a Roxy Music binge listening debut album. This is a Polydor mid-70s reissue, and ironically enough, it sounds much better than my 2018 reissue. I much prefer listening to this, though I didn't go out on Record Store Day and get the Steve Wilson reissue. And, you know, it is known I don't really bother with Record Store Day. So, yeah, happy with that. Then the next, I found a Canadian copy of For Your Pleasure. It's not a gatefold sleeve, it's just a normal sleeve. I think this is a reissue as well. The second album. Yeah, if you've seen my Roxy Music video, you know this is I rated this the best Roxy Music album, and it's essential. Do the Strand, Editions of You, In Every Dream, Home and Heartache, For Your Pleasure on side 2. And then again another Canadian issue. It's the live album for Viva Roxy Music, and a really good live album it is too. It's on the Canadian editions I've mentioned. They're on the Atka label. Again, I believe this is a reissue. Gatefold. And what I get is, at their peak, Roxy Music were a Corgi live band. You got on here, Out the Blue, Pajama Rama, Bogus Man, Chance Meeting, Both Ends Burning, If There Is Something, In Every Dream, Home and Heartache, and they finish with Do the Strand, and it suddenly just ends like that. No noise, the concert, it just says Do the Strand. That's it, finishes. Great live album. I could imagine I would love to see some videos of them at their peak in the 70s peak. I imagine that would be great live. So there you go, VC. That's what I've been listening to recently. As I said, it's good. It was good to get back on doing the videos. I felt a lot better for doing it. And again, thank you everybody who commented and just gave it the thumbs up. Ironically enough, I lost a couple of subscribers, but you know, I think we all know how sometimes YouTube works. People come, subscribe, and then they'll just drop off. You know, I've done the same. Channels are just really, you know, you have to be pick and choose your channels carefully. You can't watch everything. It's not fair on people as well. So I don't know what I'm going to do today. I'm back at work tomorrow, so I had my week off. Not that I've done much. Weather's been a bit iffy, but now I feel good. So I'll probably go for a coffee a little bit later. So VC, until next time. Until the next time, let's do the housekeeping. If you're new to the channel and like what you see, click on the subscribe button. Thumbs up, thumbs down, love the interaction, and just feel free to leave a comment. I'll get back to you. So VC, until the next time, take care of yourselves, keep spinning, and more importantly, keep smiling.